So I recently went into New York City for work and to meet up with a couple of friends. And then I decided, why not just wake up early and go there for sunrise? And then maybe after work I could look at certain locations for sunset as well. So I woke up super early because I don't live anywhere near New York City. And so I had to drive to a train stop, then take the train in from there. So that meant waking up at 2:30. It was definitely worth it though, because when I got there, I saw an amazing view, clear skies with the sun shining behind the city to capture the nice silhouetted view with the different hues of the sunrise lighting up the city. Epic location. Pretty well known actually. There are just so many different compositions to go for here. Usually, I guess, you can try and go for the big wide view of the cityscape, but I think after you take that one or two shots, I think it's well worth it to go in a little bit closer. My favorite is a little bit right there. You can see the little water tank at the top. I just love the composition there, especially when the light hits it just right. And then when you go further along the way, you can kind of see the Empire State Building all the way down there. So the key here is to, I guess, keep coming back to the same location, but when you do, you have to try and figure out other compositions, right? A lot of people come here. Just in the time that I've been here, maybe 3 other photographers have come to the same location, and you kind of want to take your time after the first time to figure out other places in the same area where you can try and shoot from to get a nicer composition, more than just what has already been done before. So I have been to this location before and I found some amazing pictures from that location. You can probably check them out in my Instagram. After I'd taken a couple of the more conventional shots, I decided to branch out a little bit and scout out other spots and viewpoints within that same area that might give me a little bit different composition. One of my favorite compositions that I found recently is from the sundial. So getting close, you can kind of see all the way in the back the Empire State Building, and this sundial just creates a nice kind of golden ratio, I guess, compositional tool to use for the Empire State Building. And I guess the way to go for this is the Empire State Building right now is a little bit too small, so moving back a bit, so going around all the way here, so around this place right now, and then using a telescopic lens to get in much closer. That makes such a big difference to the entire composition. The Empire State Building is also a lot more enhanced, and the sunrise just makes it all perfect. As the sunrise progressed, more and more photographers came, and it is a little bit annoying to me sometimes when photographers don't regard other people around that area who might be also enjoying the view. I guess not everyone has the same mentality when it comes to taking photos. Some photographers just look, point, shoot, move, point, shoot all the time, and usually I try to slow down a little bit so I can appreciate the view, so I can appreciate the photography process. And everyone has their own style of how they want to do things, but I think when I see other people just rushing around me, especially when you're in New York City, the vibe kind of disturbs my own process, and so I have to mentally prepare myself to not be influenced more. Obviously, people have different amount of time that they can spend. A lot of tourists don't really have a lot of time when they come to the city, and so yeah, everyone does what they need to do, I guess. Just when I was about to leave to go back to work, I looked around the cityscape one last time and I saw this gorgeous sunrise view happening. So I thought the sunrise would then just create a too dark of a silhouette, but no, this location, it reflected the light just in the right places. It let the rays through in just the right spaces as well, and it was utterly gorgeous. You can see the composition I'm going for. It is just so incredible. I can't believe I have this composition right now. I was actually going to leave a little bit earlier just because I thought the light wouldn't be as good anymore, but let's get a couple of pictures in. Really just want a bird right now to fly in between, but yeah, it's difficult to get everything you want. A lot of birds flying earlier in the day, earlier in the morning actually, but yeah, even without it, it's just so gorgeous. After work though, before meeting my friends, I decided to scout out a couple of different locations that I've already been to as well. But I wanted to see how they looked during the day, because usually I went during sunrise. So when I went there during the day, vastly different, just because there were so many people, so many photographers as well, so many tourists, so many people just enjoying the space as it was meant to be enjoyed as well. So I was just walking around, and for me, trying to compose different photos when there's just so much movement and so much noise and so much disturbance around me can be a little bit difficult, because then I get kind of lost in what other people are doing. And so I decided to venture out a little bit further away from the main crowd area. And even then, I didn't want to focus on compositions that I've already tried or have seen a lot. I wanted to try something else. I wanted to slow down a little bit and find different intimate scenes that worked really well. And that just meant taking my telescopic lens and just looking around everywhere to find different patterns or interesting things happening within the scene. Sometimes it feels like all the interesting shots have already been done. So I've actually been to this place before, and I'm waiting for the sunset. There's a lot of photographers out here right now. A lot of people just casually shooting as well, and so in the meantime, I decided that I wanted to try something different. When I try and I can't find an interesting composition, I try and focus more in on the abstract. So as you can see here, this is the composition that I'm going for. Kind of simplistic. The only thing that I don't like is that it kind of leads into the back rather than everything looking a little bit more elevated at the same level, but that can't be helped. So I'm going to try and do two shots, one with a slow shutter speed and one with a fast one. Slow one to kind of smooth out the water, fast one to capture this bird before it moves away. Sunset. I finally came over to a place where there's barely anyone around, much less popular, but much more enjoyable to slow down and think more about what I'm trying to shoot and how I want to get the photo I want. Obviously, it doesn't have the more iconic shots, but it does have the Statue of Liberty. Much better. That's the composition I'm going for. I haven't yet decided if I like the moving water or the still water. So I'll try and give it a go with both shutter speeds and see which one I like more later on. Right, so I didn't really expect this, but yeah, I just found this great location for a really interesting composition. I really like it, and yeah, just wait until you see the picture. But it just happened to come by. But I was actually pretty hungry, so went to a cafe and then kind of explored that area a little bit. And yeah. I would say my trip to New York was kind of a success. I didn't really go there with the intention of getting anything specific. I went there knowing that I might not get any photo or any different photo that I was looking for that I could possibly make a portfolio image. But I think just by calming myself and not trying to rush things, I was able to enjoy the process a lot more and focus more on the type of photos that I wanted to get rather than what I saw everyone else trying to take. But yeah, I definitely prefer going during sunrise, even if I have to wake up much earlier. In the summer, it can be a lot more difficult because sunrise happens much earlier, and I would have to leave my house by maybe midnight if I wanted to make it to the city at 4 a.m. for the sunrise. I forget when sunrise actually happens in the summer, but during the winter, I guess it's closer to work time, and so I have to be more careful about when I go into the city, that I'm only there for enough time before I have to actually go to work. Nothing can compare to sunrise time just because you have that serenity that you never really see in New York City, because it's really bustling, it's really busy, and that is the vibe of New York City. Don't get me wrong, that's not bad. It's just, if I want to try and create a different sense of feeling of the city, of the location, I have to choose sunrise as the time. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you ever go to New York City, definitely check out different locations there and go beyond what other people are trying to shoot and try and see what different compositions you can come up with yourself. Let me know in the comments below if you have any thoughts on this video or your time in New York City, and yeah, hope to see you next time.